Hi, this is Paula. I'm inviting you to join me today. And what am I doing that I need people to join me? I'm living life, and life is better when it's shared. And I'm asking you to join me today because it's urgent. It's urgent that we go through this life actually living and not living a slow death. That we're actually living a life of freedom, a life of what God wanted for us. God wants us to be happy, to be joyful, grateful, loving, kind, making this world a better place for each other, and along the way, it's a better world for ourselves as well. And I say it's urgent. It's urgent because we're meant to live a long time and we're meant to be happy. And so I wrote this book. Join me today in remembrance of my family members that have passed away too soon. They passed away way too soon. I was only 21 when my mother passed. And then after her, it was my brother, my sister, my other brother, my other sister. And it's just not fair. That's what I say. It's not fair because these people were supposed to be around. My mom was supposed to be grandma. And so it's just not fair. And I ask that we join this journey with the ambition, with the aim of living a long, healthy, wealthy, joyful, loving life, not just for us, but for the people around us. And even if you think, oh, I don't matter in this world, I don't even have kids, because that's what my brother used to say. You still matter. I still miss him. I still wish he was around here so I can invite him over for my dinners, so I could share with him what I did for the day, because he was the kind of brother that would call me every day and ask me how I was doing. So yes, he mattered a lot, although he didn't have kids and he was single. As far as I know, he was single his entire life. And so, in remembrance to them and to prevent others from going away too soon, I wrote this book, and in this book I have tools. I did extensive research. I read so many books and I condensed it into this 100 pages because I know that my nieces and nephews and younger people, they don't want to read a book that's 500 pages or more. And so I just put it all together here, and I put the tools of what we need to go through life. And I call life a journey, and things that we must do in life. For example, traveling light. We need to leave the past behind, and that's what I mean by traveling light. I explain that further in each chapter. The mode of travel, how are we gonna go through life? Like normally we use a car to get somewhere. And here we're using our body. Who's gonna be traveling with us? Are you gonna be traveling alone with other people? Who's gonna be your guide on this journey that we've never taken before? And the summit. What are we trying to accomplish? Is anything? Maybe we don't want to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Maybe that's not our definition of success. But what is our definition of success? According to God, we're successful when we're happy, when we're kind, when we love each other. So that we need to get some clarity on what success is to us. And as we go through this chapter, you're gonna have more clarity on what you want and what is success, and realize that a lot of those things that we see on Instagram, on YouTube, all those material things are not what's going to bring us love and joy. And then we have the map of life. If you're going somewhere, let's know how to get there and what we're going to go through. Because say you're going to go to across the USA, you got to know what kind of cities you're going to come across, what kind of people you're going to encounter. For example, I don't know, officials, departments, etc. Then you have the traveler's journal. We need to journal our life. That way we know what works for us, what doesn't work for us. Get out of those circles, those turnarounds, not go into the dead ends. Get back on track. And so that's why we need a journal, to stop making those mistakes over and over again. And then I did a chapter specifically on stress, on how to train it, how to handle it, and how to have a different point of view on stress. And then the other chapter I have is becoming a guide. A lot of times we don't think we're good enough or experienced enough, or we don't have the certifications, whatever excuse we have for not giving out advice or teaching what we know. But we need to become a guide, and whether or not you like it or not, somebody younger or less experienced than you is looking at you. And so let's wear the uniform and be proud of it, okay? And in chapter 10, I talk about words of encouragement, because we always need encouragement from ourselves, from others, but especially from ourselves and from our brain. And so it's good to have those words of encouragement. And in future videos, I am going to elaborate on each chapter. And each chapter has a lot of information, so I'm going to even go further detail in each chapter. So I'm looking forward to this, and please join me today, because it's urgent that we start today living a life of health, good habits, a plan, kindness, joy, happiness, all of that put together, and then we share that with other people in front of us, people behind us, alongside. It's a journey that we're going to have to take together, whether we want to or not. Yes, we are going to be alone many of the times, but we're really not alone. Thank you, and I look forward to your subscription. And I will put the link to acquire this book. It will be delivered to you like pretty quickly. Give it to somebody that you know that's been through a hard time, that's gone through the loss of a family member or a friend, or maybe they're going through some sort of sad episode in their life, or even if they're not, sooner or later we all go through them, and it's very helpful. It's a very helpful book. I go back and read it myself over and over again. Thank you for your support. Bye.